Have you ever wondered why cutting an onion causes us to cry? Because of the stinging sensation, the sulfuric acid in onion juice induces our eyes to produce moisture. A common vegetable, onions are renowned for their strong flavor. They are available in a range of sizes, shapes, and colors such as white, yellow, and red. Onions can be eaten raw, cooked, or pickled and are a common ingredient in many various kinds of food. They may provide a number of health advantages and are a rich source of nutrients. There are numerous varieties of onions, including shallots, yellow onions, white onions, and red onions. Each kind has a slightly different flavor and is prepared in various ways. Let's now examine these varieties of onions. An onion can be utilized immediately after harvest in a variety of ways, including cooked, pickled, fermented, raw, and even dried to make a fantastic garnish. And now, let's look at these various onion varieties. Number 1. Bermuda onions are excellent for baking as well as stuffing, mostly because of their size. They are a favorite during some holidays and have a little sweet flavor that doesn't dominate the other ingredients. The Bermuda onion should be used as a substitute for either shallots or Spanish onions. They are just as adaptable as the typical yellow onion thanks to their mild and sweet flavor. They are huge, bulbous, and appear in red, yellow, or white colors. Number 2. The boiling onion is nearly twice as big as a pearl onion, yet they look quite similar. They are spherical and have a diameter of roughly 1 inch. They make excellent dry onions and may be stored in a pantry for a long time. Although they are not mild enough to be eaten raw, boiling onions have a very mild flavor. They are frequently added to soups, stews, and braises as entire onions. The term brown onion is applied to a variety of onions, but the true brown onion has highly crisp, white flesh that is encased in paper-thin brown skin. A brown onion is the ideal cooking onion since its flavor is too potent and peppery to be consumed raw. They work well as dried onions, caramelized onions, and onions for soups. Chives are a variety of onions and they are excellent for giving soups and salads a little more zing. Chives are the ideal addition for your next casserole or main meal because they actually add spice to any dish you put them in. For some added taste, you may also add them to soups with cream and eggs. The most popular way to use chives is uncooked. Their crisp, mildly spicy flavor will always guarantee that any meal has the appropriate freshness punch. Italian cipollini onions, which are native to Barreto, are often white, beige, or brown in hue. They are excellent for roasting or caramelizing because of their rich, sweet flavor. They are delicious in salads as well. The Bianco di Maggio kind of cipollini onion is white in color and has a sweet flavor. French onion soup tastes fantastic when made with cipollini onions. When combined with other varieties of onion, cipollini gives the soup a powerful and sweet flavor. Cocktail onions, also known as silver skin onions, are delicious and very little. Cocktail onions are most likely what you'll find if you see pickled onions at a store. They are frequently used as cocktail garnishes. Actually, the cocktail onion is a young onion that is plucked before it has fully developed. The onion's outer layers are removed before it is pickled. They taste quite strong. Cocktail onions are used as a garnish for the traditional Vesper martini. As they are not as frequently used in cooking, they are more of an old-fashioned garnish. Creole onions are tiny, red, and extremely hot, making them ideal for giving your food a little extra oomph. They have been a staple of Creole cooking for centuries and are often grown in southern regions. These are diminutive day onions with flesh that are fiery purple and shaped like a flattened bulb. They smell strong and are a unique heirloom kind. Despite having a strong flavor, they are most frequently used as raw garnishes to add flavor. The Egyptian walking onion is another name for the Egyptian onion. Its peculiar growth pattern gives rise to its name. In essence, the plant makes bulblets where flowers would typically appear. When the bulblets weigh too much, the stalks collapse and the bulblets bury themselves. As a result, an intriguing walking growth habit develops. These edible Egyptian onion bulblets are supposed to have a flavor that is quite similar to shallots but a little stronger. They can be used in a variety of recipes and eaten raw. Green onions, often known as spring onions, are excellent in sandwiches, stir-fry meals, and other kinds of dips. They can be consumed raw, and they have a moderate, peppery flavor. The flavor of green onions is unique because it changes depending on how near you are to the bulb. The very tips of the plant, which are the darkest green, will have a milder flavor and more dried leaves. As you travel lower down, the plant becomes juicier and more flavorful. Leeks are very adaptable onions that go well with meats like bacon. They're the ideal item to add when slow cooking something from scratch, including stews and soups. In fact, if you check the internet for soup ideas, leeks are frequently used. Leeks are fantastic because, in addition to having edible leaf tops, they can also be steeped in a slow-cooking broth to ensure that no part of the plant goes to waste. Before eating, the leek's bottom half needs to be cooked. Maui onions are excellent when marinated, grilled, or caramelized because of their sweet and juicy flavor. When you use Maui onions in sandwiches, onion rings, and different salads, their flavor really shines through. Due to its need for volcanic soil, the Maui onion can only be found in Hawaii and is typically grown on Mount Haleakala slopes. The onions lack the sulfuric acid that makes people cry when normal onions are chopped, making them incredibly sweet. Due to their high water content, they are also extremely juicy. Because of its excellent sweetness, Maui onions are typically eaten raw by Hawaiian Islanders, though cooking them increases their sweetness even more. During the fall and winter, the Mayan sweet onion is available in the United States. It is highly juicy and mellow, especially when eaten fresh. Due to their high sugar content, they are the ideal choice for caramelized onions because they become highly sweet when cooked. In comparison to other onions, this sweet onion cultivar is significantly sweeter and less aromatic. Because they contain less sulfuric acid, they are much simpler to chop up. Pearl onions, which are small and often known as button or baby onions, have a delicate, sweet flavor. They are actually so little that they can be used whole after being peeled and are ideal for pickling and enhancing the flavor of gravy. If you choose a dish that calls for pearl onions, be sure to allow plenty of extra prep time because the very thin skin on these onions may be fairly time-consuming to peel. Pickling onions have a strong, pungent flavor. They work well in casseroles and may actually be used in place of nearly any other variety of onion. They are also frequently pickled, thus their name. Keep in mind that onion is already intense enough in flavor, and pickling them makes them all the more intense. Only those who aren't afraid of a flavor punch should eat this variety of onions. Red onions are ideal when roasting meats and want to give the meal a bit more oomph. They have a sweet, yet mild flavor. Red onions go great with salads and sandwiches, and you frequently see them on antipasto trays as well. They taste great when roasted, but they are also mild in flavor enough to be eaten raw, making them the ideal salad or sandwich garnish. Red wing onions are excellent for adding to sandwiches and salads because of their natural red color and mild flavor. Although you can prepare them, they are typically more flavorful when eaten raw. Although significantly less mild in flavor, they resemble the traditional red onion in appearance. Moreover, they typically have more mushy leaves and a less dry outer layer. Although not an actual onion, shallots are frequently referred to as a sort of onion and resemble green onions or leeks in appearance. They typically appear in dip, sauce, and dressing recipes and have a very light, delicate flavor. There is a Thai shallot option as well, which has a milder flavor than European kinds and works well in spicy pastes. In French cooking, shallots are frequently utilized and are unsurpassed when fried in butter. Your dinner guests will go wild for the French onion soup you make with shallots and cipollini onions. Spanish onions, which resemble typical yellow onions in appearance and flavor and are excellent for filling and making the ideal onion rings, have a sweet flavor. In comparison to many other varieties of onions, they also contain less water. In reality, the Spanish onion is a variety of yellow onions. The Spanish onion is often offered as a straightforward yellow onion in stores that don't provide a wide variety of onion varieties. The sizable Spanish onion comes in a variety of colors, from yellow to red. They are quite juicy, flavorful, and mostly sweet tasting. The delicious bulbs, which are frequently used raw, go well in salads and sandwiches. These onions, which are also known as super sweet onions, have a light, delicate flavor. They are frequently used for salads, sandwiches, and even some varieties of salsa. These enormous onions have a growth potential of roughly a baseball size. They have thick golden skin and very tasty white flesh. The sweetness of torpedo onions makes them a great choice for pickling or grilling to tenderness. These red onions are a specialty of Italy. They often reach a length of 8 inches and have a 3-inch diameter. Its flesh is pale crimson and has purple or red skin. They can be eaten raw thanks to their slight sweetness, but they also taste good cooked. Tropia Lunga onions are widespread and well-liked in Italy and are renowned for their zingy flavor. They become considerably more flavorful and tastier when they are grilled, as well. They are an heirloom cultivar with southern Italy as their place of origin. These elongated bulbs feature flesh that is crisp pink and crimson on the outside. They have a mild flavor that makes them ideal for eating raw, however they also work well when pickled and roasted. The dahlia onions, which are very common in the South, are the ideal onion for eating raw because of their intense sweetness. You can add them to your favorite burger or sandwich, as well as any other food you want to taste sweeter. The flavor of Walla onions is quite complex and primarily sweet. They can be found in recipes for quiche, pizza, spaghetti, and a variety of salads. They are often eaten either raw or barely cooked. Because of their size and low sulfuric acid content, Walla onions are less fiery and won't make you cry when you chop them. These onions, which resemble green onions in appearance but have nothing to do with Wales, are frequently used in Asian cuisine. Welsh onions are slightly larger than green onions and are native of China. These are ideal for many different stir-fry meals. They go by the names bunching onion and long green onion, however, they are more closely related to scallions than to onions. They don't have bulbs, instead, they have long, somber leaves and scapes. White onions should only be used when a strong flavor is desired because of how pungent and powerful they are. They can be used for regular cooking as well as a variety of salads. White onions are distinguished by their white skins and white flesh and have one of the strongest onion flavors. Cooking them makes them taste much better, but beware, chopping things up tends to make them hurt the most. Yellow onions have a pungent taste, although not nearly as pungent as white onions. Sometimes confused with Spanish onions, yellow onions are used for numerous recipes, especially when you're looking for a kick to your dish. Yellow onions, a staple to any pantry, are one of the most common onion types that you'll see in the grocery store. And now you know. If you like this video, consider liking, subscribing, and don't forget to click the notification bell for more video updates. Thank you.